Okay, Tom, are we ready to take the fan motor apart just to see how we put it together?
Okay. I think it's worth mentioning first of all that the first obstacle we came across was actually locating these screws, which were literally underneath just a sticker that covered this whole area. So the first thing to do is to remove that sticker, and so you can expose these 4 screws. We then started by taking the thing apart.
You say ideally it would have been good to film this right from the start, so we're going backwards in a way, but hopefully this will be useful to people to see how you rewired the fan.
Yeah. Right, the fan has come away from the housing, as you can see. When you take this thing apart, there's the casing, and obviously then we're down to the innards of the motor. The next problem we've got is to remove that little circlip there that's holding everything together. That there is a different circlip to the one that's fitted originally, that we took off, and we had to replace because it got damaged in removing it. But let's see if we can take this one apart.
And later on we'll show you the special tool that Tom built just to
compress that spring.
Just to compress the circlip. It's a pity the kit didn't actually come with one of those, isn't it?
Yeah. This isn't as easy as it looks. Just to, oh, there it is. Just pop that. There we go.
Oops, there it goes.
We'll find another one. We've got plenty of those. Remove that little clip, that spring. And the whole thing should now come apart. Noting that there's a magnet, circular magnet in there, and these very important, the bearings, don't lose them.
And that circuit board was part of the original fan setup in the, and it doesn't play any part in our fan motor, does it?
The only thing it's there for really now is a spacer, just literally so that the original positioning of the stator is exactly where it should be in relation to the magnet, so that everything spins nice and freely. So we've got to that part. We now need to remove that big nut in the centre. Goes. Have to be very careful now that we don't break any of our wires. As you can see, there's nothing on that circuit board now that's attached to.
That's just a spacer.
That's just literally a mechanical spacer now.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Right, the stator, as you can see, we've rewired exactly as per the diagram, so that the two opposing coils become integrated to part of that circuitry, and two of the coils are actually linked together.
Perhaps just in case it doesn't come out, when you're pointing to the wires, you can just mention the colours as well as, as you're pointing them out. We'll just take it very basically a step at a time.
We started it basically with the top coil and just said point number 6 was a red wire that came and joined onto the circuit board, which eventually came down to the primary battery on the plus side.
Yes.
Also off that same
Sorry, carry on, yes.
Also from the same terminal we had a wire that just linked that coil down to the opposite coil at 180 degrees to one of the wires that come off that coil. Just to mention at this point that we had to cut these wires from the original circuit boards.
Which was on that little bit of green circuit board.
That's right, yeah. We then took the next wire from that coil and just followed it into the circuit, joining up, as you can see, on the collector of the transistor, and just went around the coils like that. One important point to make sure, when you cut these wires and you pull 2 wires from each coil, do a continuity test to make sure that you've got both ends of the correct coil, because there are some, for some reason, there are some literally dummy wires that go to the circuit board for other functions which we don't need. We just need each end of the coiler wire from each individual coil and then follow the diagram.
So, okay, so we've got the red and white wire at the top there. Can we just look at the model and put it in the 12 o'clock position just to show how that corresponds with the diagram, Tom?
Yeah. There you go.